Hi, my name is Zohal and I'm a legal intern here at Tsang and Associates. Honestly, I had no idea what to expect. I was, of course, scared it would be one of those stereotypical internships where you're doing coffee runs or doing the dirty work. It was nothing like that at all. It was actually real legal work. They really trusted us. Every day was different. I tended to focus on a max of 1 to 2 cases a day, whether it was writing attorney briefs or drafting affidavits, or even just organizing pictures, cases, client-provided information, things like that. You're always just kind of working on specific cases. I didn't realize how much I learned until a family member of mine came to me asking for help for her sibling's immigration case. And honestly, when she asked for help, in my head, I was like, what am I going to tell her that she doesn't already know? But I was actually able to kind of help her out with her documents, give her advice, give her tips and tricks on how to organize her paperwork. So when I did that and I saw how grateful she was for my help, that's when I learned that I actually did learn way more than I expected.
Wow, that's so cool.
The type of writing that we had to do here, it's so far from what I would have to turn in for school. I feel like with my college essays, I had the thesaurus constantly pulled up to find better words for simple words, whereas legal writing, it's kind of the opposite. You want to use the simpler language to just get your point across. You don't want to overcomplicate things. And I feel like we're taught in college, the more complicated, the better. And that's not really the case anymore. My favorite thing was definitely the people. I loved the people here. My boss, Margaret, was my favorite. And then the other legal interns were amazing. And everyone from marketing, like Galen, to the business team, they were all super sweet, very welcoming. Least favorite thing was probably organizing the pictures that the clients had to send in for their cases. We had to organize them chronologically, and we had to write captions for them, date them, and make sure they were in most recent, oldest format. So it's not too difficult, and they send you the pictures out, so they have to reach out every day. So it was pretty time consuming. It was nice on a break, it was more work than you would imagine. It took so long. It was fine, but it was just draining. It wasn't that bad. One thing I will definitely miss from the internship is just the cases itself that I worked on. I think I worked on about 28 cases total that I really played a strong role in. It was very fulfilling, and I really liked that feeling of finding out that a case was approved. It just made me feel really good about myself.
What tips would you give to other legal interns starting out?
This is probably the most basic thing you can say, but just don't be afraid to ask questions. I was really scared at the beginning if I asked too many questions, it would make me look incompetent or make me look like I didn't understand, when at the end of the day, I probably would have made a lot less mistakes if I just had asked for help or asked for clarification and whatnot.
What skills are the most important, would you say, for this internship?
Definitely research skills. If you have a question to a case, it helps to just not always just ask for answers. It's good to research, make sure you're looking at primary source documents, make sure you're not looking at other law firms' websites for help, because a lot of times those don't go updated for a long time. Make sure you're using your firm's resources. Don't be afraid to grab a book. Sometimes Gen Z, we don't like to do things the old-fashioned way, but it can save you a lot of time. Being organized, you're going to be dealing with a lot of physical files. You don't want to lose them. You don't want to mess them up. When you're dealing with original documents that the client provides you, they're usually not something that can easily be replaced. So you have to be really careful that you know where it is. You're not spilling water on it or things like that, which I've done, but it wasn't that bad. But just making sure you're being careful. Having good communication skills is good. Our supervisor, she oversees 4 to 5 interns at a time, so she doesn't necessarily always know what you're currently working on. So it's kind of good to tell her what you're starting with, what you're finishing off before you head out, so it gives them time to know where you stopped, what you need to do next time. So just making sure you're being kind of on top of it yourself so that you don't have to make someone else pick up your slack. And it makes you stand out too as an intern, because they know you can do things on your own and you'll be fine.
Tips on like making the most out of an internship?
Start off strong. No one really knows your personality, so if you are a little bit more outgoing than you usually are, people aren't going to be weirded out by that. They will just think that's how you are. Get to know people. Everyone working at a law firm is going to be busy, so don't be scared to just kind of chime in whenever you feel like it's a good time. You don't want to distract them, but there might not always be the perfect moment to introduce yourself, so just do it, move on, be nice, always be friendly, get involved as much as you can. As a legal intern, I usually am just supposed to be working on cases, but Margaret was able to set me up with Galen, and I was able to record, honestly, like a series of videos with Margaret. That kind of set me up for success with my future because it kind of built my personal portfolio. I can link it to my resume and say, check this out. And that was something that if I didn't say I was interested in, Margaret would have never even brought it up. So don't be afraid to just put yourself out there, be nice, get involved. It's good to be good at what you're doing and be a diligent worker, but it's also nice if you do your best to network and so you're not forgotten, because I know at least at this firm, they definitely look out for their intern alumni. So I know that when the time comes and I need a letter of recommendation, I know I can reach out. If you're shy, that's totally fine. Not every intern is super loud and outgoing. I've seen a lot of interns here who are a little bit more on the shy side. As long as you're able to speak up when you need help with something, or just making sure you're not getting too lost because you're kind of scared to speak up for yourself. If you're a little bit shyer, let your personality shine through your work. Always do your best. Be on time. There's ways for you to shine regardless of your personality type. I used my school's resources to help me with my resume. They offered a few resume workshops. There are a lot of websites that provide really good resume templates that look professional. I would just say it's okay if there's not a lot of professional work experience on your resume. There's still things that can make you stand out, like consistency, being at a job for a long time. They know you're able to commit, because when I came into this one, there wasn't a lot of professional experience. But now that I'm leaving, I have a good chunk of good legal experience that I can write about, which will set me up hopefully for success in the future. I know I always resort to saying be outgoing, but honestly, personality can be a motivating factor. Be sweet, look eager, don't look like you don't want to be at that interview. I just helped with the next cycle of intern recruitments, and I helped with some of the Zoom interviews. And I can say firsthand that little things stand out right off the bat, like how you're dressed. You want to dress professionally. It is a law firm at the end of the day. You want to take it seriously. Try your best to be as well spoken as you can. It's okay when they ask questions for you to kind of take a breather, gather your thoughts, and then answer the question. A lot of people try jumping to answer the question, but they kind of miss certain aspects of the question. It's okay to mess up. People will cut you some slack if you need some time to figure out what you want to say, or if you kind of make little mistakes. It's okay. The most important is to look like you are really excited for the job. Explain to them that you're excited for the job, eager. It really makes a difference. And definitely after the interview, follow up with an email just thanking your interviewer for their time and say that you look forward to hearing back, because it makes you stand out as a candidate, and it makes them reaching out to you a lot easier because they can just hit reply versus having to dig through looking for your email and whatnot. So those little things stand out. Bring a notebook with you, bring a pen with you, write down as many notes as you can for yourself. You will be given a lot of verbal directions, so it can be easy to forget little directions. Write down as much as you can. Keep track of what you work on. Make a little work report for yourself. That was something I always forgot to update, and then sometimes I would kind of forget, where did I leave off last time? Do your best at communicating with your supervisor. Make sure they're aware of your schedule. If you need any time off, give that stuff ahead of time. If you are working on things you don't necessarily like, it's okay to speak up for yourself and say, hey, I want to work on cases more like this, or I want to work on things more pertaining to this. Sometimes those case types aren't always available for you to work on, but if they know that that's what you're interested in, they want to set you up for success, so they'll try to give you things to work on that is more up your alley. Make sure you add all of your coworkers on LinkedIn, because those are all future connections that you can make, and it's nice if they kind of know what you're up to going forward, you know what they're up to going forward. Just participate as much as you can, volunteer for things. But yeah, just don't be afraid to speak up for yourself. Do your best to just be focused and learn as much as you can. Whatever you're working on, just enjoy the moment. Do your best, but don't pressure yourself too much. There's plenty of people here that have your back, so it's okay if you make mistakes, and just learn from them. And yeah, just enjoy your internship overall. It's a really great and fun experience. If you have any questions that I didn't talk about, feel free to connect with me on LinkedIn. Other than that, thank you for watching. Bye.